As we age, we try to take care of our physical and mental well-being. You may be doing daily puzzles and hitting the gym a few times a week, and if you are, I commend you. But is there anything else we can do to ensure that we stay sharper longer? Our next guest says one specific shift in our daily choices could be a game changer for cognitive health. Sheridan Genrich is a naturopath and the author of DNA-Powered Health, Unlock Your Potential to Live with Energy and Ease. Welcome, Sheridan.
Hi, Steph.
Now, in a recent article in the Epoch Times, you discuss glutamate as a key factor in brain health. Can you explain why this food additive is so concerning to you?
So the glutamate is a naturally occurring amino acid in our foods. It's in a lot of foods that naturally, and it's also a neurotransmitter for the brain, and it's the one that excites our brain the most. It also needs to be in balance with another inhibitory neurotransmitter called GABA. And when we have an imbalance of too much of the excitatory form, it can overstimulate the brain, leading to memory issues, focus problems, and much more serious cognitive decline. Even headaches and, other issues can be really subtle at first. And people may not realize how much they're actually exposed to glutamate in their diet, which was what I was really surprised to find out writing this article.
Yeah, so tell me more about that. Where is glutamate commonly found in our diets?
So, like I said, it's naturally in foods, but the manufactured free glutamate is actually it's unbound to the protein that's normally in food. And this is where it can flood the bloodstream if you're consuming it unknowingly. Think of it like a cup and how full that cup has become because you're having this exposure on a regular basis. The natural form is a little bit easier for the brain to regulate, but manufactured free glutamate, for example, that could be found in a lot of commercial sauces, seasonings, a lot of vegetarian manufactured foods, anything that says hydrolyzed, autolyzed, these yeast extract, maltodextrin, these sort of names, and even natural flavor. That is something that surprised me, that is in a lot of the foods that we have on our shelves. So processed foods being a big source of glutamate that can just flood the brain and make it really difficult for us to realize where it's coming from.
That does sound like it's almost in every food type. It sounds quite ubiquitous. What simple steps can help reduce glutamate intake?
Well, first of all, reading labels really well is the first step. Looking for names that you recognize that maybe your grandmother would have used in her home cooking, simple ingredients, and anything that sounds a little bit like chemically changed is not great. Hydrolyzed, autolyzed, these sort of words is really key. And let's say you want to use a protein powder, just understanding that if you still want to keep that in your daily diet, that the other processed foods that you're having will also accumulate if they've got these names of glutamate in their ingredients list as well. So just looking at what you want to prioritize so that your brain is still really staying sharp. And then the foods that you could add in to buffer this as well, along with a supplement called B6, which helps the conversion of glutamate to GABA, which is the one that helps you relax and stay calm. You could also look at increasing blueberries and omega-3 rich foods like salmon and hemp seeds, because those are going to reduce the inflammation in the brain. And one thing I was really, again, learning through this article was that when we're really stressed or we've been through brain injury and trauma, this increases the amount of glutamate that the body produces to cope with the stress. So we know that the sensitivity to glutamate can change based on our life experiences. So just keep in mind how full your cup has become. And if you've got any of these symptoms, pay attention to glutamate in the foods that you're eating or the takeouts. and the sources, commercial sources and broths and things like that.
And so you mentioned brain fog, and in terms of cognitive symptoms, what else comes up that you've seen?
Oh, headaches is really common, and can be varying. Even it can affect joints. And because it's subtle, it may not be like a one-time exposure that someone instantly, like they can have that through MSG and, Chinese restaurant syndrome, which is known now quite commonly. But the processed foods being really, like there's 40 different names or more that authors and experts on this field have written about. And to keep up with all the names that manufactured food products have, it's really complicated. So, the symptoms can be really varied. And just to pay attention that, it may not be age related, that you're lapsing out in forgetting your words or being able to concentrate when you're trying to study or read. It could be this accumulative effect, and that you can do something about it within 1 to 4 weeks. It can be quite significant as well.
Incredible. Painting a picture of hope there. As we get older, there's more and more time to pay attention to the accumulation of whatever habits we have. So take action now and you may see some great results, sounds like. Thank you so much for your time today.
That's right.
Sheridan Genrich.
Thanks for having me.
Great to speak with you. Thank you.